Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I don't know what that was, a ghost? It hit something and there's nothing over there. Maybe it just closed like that. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album. Dad, AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Beast! I was sitting there trying to think of another song to sing, so I was like, I sing the same 10 songs, you know? The other day I sang, and I will walk 500 miles, and I will walk 500 more. And then today I was driving around and I was listening to a little Postcards from Paradise. And I was listening to The Smiths and The Cure and New Order and all of my favorite bands from high school. It's kind of like a stroll down memory lane today, so to speak. And then I went to the pool, and I also got my coffee today. I have had such a great day. And then I'm going to be going and having a nighttime swim like this. Well, it's not really like that, because I'm going with my good Judy, Tanya Jean, and we just bounce. We bounce down one way, and then we bounce down. You guys do that in the pool? You better make that booty bounce. But anyway, I bounced down one way and I bounced down the other way. I'm sitting here in wet swim trunks, by the way, because listen, when it's a Saturday and you're done with the pool, why not a drama channel video? So let's get into this. Today I'm going to talk about Trisha Paytas and this thread of tweets that Trisha Paytas has put out, okay? Now, I have to tell you, I'm a little nervous to make this video, and let me explain to you why, okay? I did a video the other day about Trisha Paytas leaving the Frenemies podcast and everything that had kind of happened afterwards, and Ethan Klein's video response to it, and then Trisha's 4 video responses to it, and on and on and on, okay? And, you know, I got like a really varied mix of comments, honestly. I got a lot of comments that were like, you're really, really fair to both people in this video, and a lot of people were like, you know, you were unfair about this, you were unfair about that. A lot of people were like, hey Peter, I'm just here because I love you, which is so nice. I appreciate that. There was about 15 people that thought they were first to the video, which I love that as well. But then there were an overwhelming amount of remarks that people were saying that I was really biased towards Trisha Paytas. Okay, now, if you have watched my videos for a long time, I have said that I am doing my best to not be biased and to be objective in videos, all right? Since I have said that in videos, people have literally been like, you're biased here, you're biased there, you're biased there, you're biased there, right? And part of it is this, okay? And let me just say this before you hear the Peter taking responsibility part of this video, right? What I have learned since I posted that video. Part of the problem is when we are viewers and we go to watch videos, we have bias as well that we're bringing into it. We have pretty strong feelings about whatever topic is being discussed, okay? So often on videos, let's take the Trisha and Ethan video away, not talk about that for a second. Often, when I get pretty strong opinions about videos, like from a few people, and people are like, you're being really, you know, biased towards Jeffree Star or Shane Dawson. I'm like, am I, or is it because you're a super fan, right? And I think that's part of it. On the Trisha video that I did the other day, I received, not tons, but I would say a lot, an overwhelming amount of comments saying that I was being biased towards Trisha and giving Trisha a pass in the video, right? So, on this channel, I typically read all the comments, and I sit down, and if I'm getting a lot of comments that are kind of saying the same thing, I see these as teachable moments for myself, right? And so I'm like, I really want to learn from what other people see in my videos and what they're saying, okay? The reason I'm nervous about saying this is because I don't want to get in a video and just say what sounds like the right thing to appease people. I'm long past that. I'm not doing that anymore, okay? I did that in the past, you know, in 2018 and 2019. If somebody had an issue with something I said in a video, you know, whatever, I'm not doing that. And I said, coming into 2020 last year, I said, I'm going to have my opinions in videos, and not every opinion that I have is going to be a popular opinion, right? That being said, if I have a lot of bias towards a situation that I am unaware of when I am making a video, and some people are checking that and saying, this is not it, and you gave Trisha a pass, and what's going on here, and a lot of people that I know that have watched my channel for a really long time and have been really supportive of me, and I'm seeing them say that as well, I'm like, you know what, you need to really take a look at this, okay? What I want to address about this is this, because I am going to continue to have opinions that are probably not popular at times. And one of the reasons why I leave the comment sections open, and I really love for you guys to share in the comment sections, is because I learn a lot from that. Not just about whether or not I'm being biased or not, but I also learn a lot from perspectives of what you see about a situation that I might not see, right? So that's really important to me. And I love to read the comments. I love when you guys have a back and forth in there. But, you know, for me, this is not just about making YouTube videos or whatever. This is about me growing and learning who I am as a person, on camera and off of camera, and wanting to be the best version of myself that I can be. So if I'm going into a certain topic and I'm finding myself having a lot of bias about it, right? Which is interesting because I've said this before, like, a lot of these video topics for me are just like I watch them and then I walk away and I don't really have much emotional investment in it, okay? I mean, that really is the truth with the Shane Dawson videos, the James Charles videos, the Gabby Hanna videos, the Jeffree Star videos, and I know people find that hard to believe. I have really been invested in the Frenemies podcast for, I would say, the last three months, okay? I've watched all the podcasts. I've really enjoyed them. I've really enjoyed Ethan equally. I mean, there were a lot of people that were like, Peter said that he didn't like Ethan in previous videos. If you've watched my recent videos, I've said I really like Ethan, and that I realize our humor is very similar to each other, and I really enjoy watching Ethan, and I watch a lot of the just H3H3 podcast or videos as well, not just the Frenemies podcast. But once they had kind of worked through a lot of their stuff, I really liked the back and forth between Trisha and Ethan. And I thought that Ethan was good for Trisha. And I was really, really rooting for Trisha. I really was, okay? And I think that if I have any bias, it's in that I was rooting for Trisha. I don't know, to maybe prove us all wrong, okay? That Trisha really had improved. And Trisha really was becoming this better version of themselves. That's what I was really hoping for, okay? The other thing is that as a person that's been in an extensive marriage counseling that saved my life, saved my marriage, and I mean, brought my husband and I to a point that, I mean, we wouldn't be at today because we were just an intensive marriage therapy where we were going and then we were going together and we were each going individually. One of the things that I really learned, okay, is that in a lot of relationships that have problems, and I'm not talking about deep stuff, right? But in a lot of relationships that have problems, whether those are family relationships, whether those are romantic relationships or friendships or whatever, right? That to some extent, both people have a part in that, okay? I'm not saying that it's 50-50. I'm not saying that it's even 90-10. It might be 99-1. I don't know, right? Maybe my part in being in a certain relationship that's toxic or not healthy to me is that I'm choosing to stay in that relationship. And I'm not ending that by saying, hey, I don't want to be part of this podcast anymore, you know, or whatever. But I was really trying to go into that with the idea of trying to be fair to both of them and being as objective as I possibly could. Apparently it came across, and maybe I was, that I was really biased towards Trisha Paytas, okay, in the video. And, you know, if you watched into the video, I did say things like, and this is where I was a little confused about it, I did say things like, this is a pattern of behavior for Trisha, and Trisha continues to do this over and over and over and over again, literally with every person in their life, right? So I said that in there. I said that after the initial remark, everything after that, I felt like was on Trisha. I said somebody needs to take Trisha's phone away from them, that Trisha continues to tweet out, which they have, that Trisha continues to put these videos out, which were not necessary. I said in there that I totally understood why Ethan, why Ethan made his video. I think that what happens sometimes is that I say things so fast and I'm talking so fast that sometimes things come out and like somebody will, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I mean, I said it, it's on my video, right? That somebody will take like one little thing that I say and they'll say, oh, really? And like one of the comments I said was that I thought that Trisha made a lot of good points in their videos. I think to some degree that was me, I don't know, trying to be fair to Trisha, right? I don't really know what I think, to be honest with this, but what I do want to say is this. I am not friends with Trisha Paytas, okay? I don't interact with Trisha Paytas. I don't text Trisha Paytas. I don't DM Trisha Paytas. I don't even tweet Trisha Paytas, okay? I don't even know the last time. I may have liked something that Trisha put out on Twitter, but that was just, I don't really like people's stuff that's problematic. So, I mean, if somebody puts out something like, I ate an apple today and it was really good, I might like it. But like, other than that, like, I don't. And I don't interact with Trisha. Trisha reached out to me after Trisha was on the Gabby Hanna podcast and said, because I had done a reaction to that, and said, what I said in my video was exactly how they were feeling at that moment, okay, on the podcast at the end, when I said, Trisha looks like they just want to like get out of there and go eat pizza, that they're done, right? And I said that, and Trisha was just like, what you said was exactly how I felt. Oh, by the way, anything that happened between us in the past, I want you to know I'm sorry for, yada, 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 whatever, okay? And then I apologized to Trisha. For me, it was just kind of this cleansing moment of like, you know what, it's another person. I try to stay in my own lane. I try to just do my thing on YouTube. It's another person. I don't need to have this, you know, like animosity towards or whatever. But I have also said that if Trisha Paytas screws up, I'm going to get in a video and I'm going to say that Trisha Paytas is screwed up. I've said that. Trisha knows I've said that. I know that Trisha has watched those videos. A lot of people were saying that because Trisha had put up a TikTok of mine that I was being like super favorable of Trisha, and that because Trisha included me in a frenemies podcast by shouting out my name a couple times, that I was being super biased towards Trisha. I know that it may seem that way to several people, but this is why I don't want any interactions with YouTubers that are on that level. This is why I don't want my name shouted out, which, by the way, I gained nothing from that. It wasn't like I got any subscribers off of that. It wasn't like I got any clout off of that. Sure, it was nice to hear my name in a podcast. I thought it was kind of cool. That was before all this blew up, you know, and it would be a different story today, wouldn't it? Like, if that had happened and they didn't have a fight and ended, people would be excited for me and they would be like, oh, Peter, your name was mentioned on the Frenemies podcast. But because Trisha became so problematic in the next 24 hours later, it's like, oh, Peter, you're being biased towards Trisha because Trisha mentioned your name on the Frenemies podcast, right? I don't want anybody to shout me out. I don't want to have those relationships with people because I want to be able to get on camera and say things and people not say that you're biased, all right? If I'm biased to Trisha Paytas, it has nothing to do with the fact, I don't think, and I've really checked myself. I even talked to my best friend about it at length and asked my friend Tanya, I said, do you think that I am biased towards Trisha? And my friend was like, I just think that you're thankful that you got an apology, you know? But, you know, here's the thing. If I am biased, and I am going to continue to check my bias in talking about Trisha. If I was biased, and this has gotten way too long, but if I was biased towards Trisha, I truly believe it was just because I was really wanting the best for Trisha, you know, in a way that Trisha has such a long history. I mean, Trisha might have the longest history of being the most problematic person on YouTube. And there are moments to me, and this is my honesty moment, this is my opinion, there are moments to me that I witness a very vulnerable, raw Trisha Paytas. Moments. Not tons, but there are moments, right? That I want the best for Trisha. That I want this marriage to work out. That I want their relationship with Hila and Ethan to go smoothly. And for Trisha to have this, you know, I don't know. I just don't think it's really possible to live your life so publicly and not have this kind of stuff happen. And I really think, and I said this in my past video, that Trisha needed to just put down their phone and not say anything. That being said, I want to thank you guys for bringing it to my attention. You know, in the future, I am going to read Trisha's tweets today. In the future, I think one of the things I need to do is, if I'm watching a topic and people are like, because a lot of people are like, talk about Trisha, talk about Trisha, talk about Trisha. If I'm looking at it and I don't know that I can get in a video and be completely unbiased, maybe that's a video I don't need to make. And that's just my truth. I'm being honest about it, okay? But I want to say thank you guys for all of that. And to anybody out there that's on a bigger level, don't shout my name out. Don't put me in any TikToks. Don't put me in any podcasts. I don't want my name out there, okay? I just want to be over here doing my thing, interacting with you guys that watch my videos. I don't want to have to worry about that, okay? As nice as it is, and I appreciate it, it's at the same time, there's a whole bag of trouble that comes along with it, and then people are like, oh, you're biased, you're saying this just because. I don't want that. I don't care enough about it, okay? When I started on YouTube, yeah, that meant a lot to me. My interactions with a lot of these YouTubers has just made me realize that, like, I don't want to interact with them. I want to do my thing over here and be my own person. So, now that being said, I want to get into these Trisha Paytas tweets. So Trisha Paytas started tweeting out, well, Trisha really hasn't stopped tweeting since all of this went down, right? But then started addressing the Frenemies podcast again yesterday. Okay, so this person responded to Trisha's tweet and said, I'm so excited to see who replaces you, Trisha. And Trisha retweeted it and said, damn same, I'm a glutton for punishment. Or maybe just a glutton, I don't know. And put a pig emoji. And this is where I'm like, okay, we're getting into unnecessary territory again. Just let it go. Just let it go. This is where you're literally throwing gasoline on the fire. Why? Okay? And this is what I said in my other video, was that this is like family. I mean, this is family stuff, right? Like, why do we need to continue this? I don't understand, right? And then somebody said, people always focus on the negative. Stay strong, and we should just be happy and thankful we got to see you. Be a part of great podcast. Frenemies, fan for life. Thank you for all the laughs. And added Trisha. Trisha retweeted and said, thank you. Honestly, it breaks my heart it's over. Truly, it was the best thing I had going for me. None of this feels good. Just doing my best to stay busy and focus on new beginnings. If that's the case, then, and Trisha is saying that they've been in therapy and they're utilizing their skills and their tools, I don't understand why then your response to that would be making a video in the morning when you say that you know that you shouldn't get up and make videos in the morning, and then you put this video out saying, I'm quitting Frenemies. Why would you not just, I talk about this in my Peterisms channel all the time. The difference between reacting and responding. Don't react. Sit on it a couple days. Think about it, and then make a response to it. So anyway, it goes on. Somebody said, I want Gabby on Frenemies, and Trisha retweeted it and said, I'd watch, to be honest, with eye emojis. Somebody said, I'm sure it's been said, but there is a space for grace and apology. You don't have to burn it all to the ground. Let there be a middle space. And I totally 100% agree with that. And I think that's what I was really trying to do in my video the other day. I don't know. I guess I totally did miss the mark in my video the other day, but I didn't really feel like it. I felt like I was trying to be fair to both of them because I really am hoping that on some way, and not because of the Frenemies podcast, because I don't think that they should continue with it. I don't think it's healthy for either one of them. But I hope in some way that they are able to, for the families involved, be able to kind of find some middle ground to all of this. I don't know maybe they need family counseling. Hell, I don't know, Trisha said, I think one day we'll have peace more than anything. I said once, and I'll say it again, I feel the worst, and crew were hurt by me. I relive it in my mind. That's the last thing I'd ever want to be to staff, and it happened, and it was time for me to leave. Someone said, okay, there's this tweet. Someone said, best thing we can do for ourselves is develop the tools to handle our own triggers so we don't go around projecting and hurting everyone. It's no one's responsibility but ours, and I 100% agree with that. Someone tweeted it and said, Trisha Paytas needs to hear this. And Trisha retweeted it and said, I really try my best. It's all I can do. But then you're saying that, and yet you're continuing to tweet over and over and over and over again. So then Trisha said, I've literally never said I'm perfect, nor have I blamed any of my mental illness for this week. And I wish people would stop bringing it up as if that defines me as a person. I've been on medication since May for schizophrenia, and believe it or not, my disengaging has improved. In my past, I resorted to the nastiest, vile SHI chut that would come to my brain, but I'll tell you, my last breakdown earlier this week, no vile thoughts came to my mind. People may not think this is a big step for me. It was the fact that the voices didn't enter. I was happy. Obviously, I don't think anyone should have to experience my splitting, especially in a work environment, which is why I think God blessed me to be able to work independently online, because I've never been able to keep a real steady job. Over time, I hope to change that. I have family that have put up with so much of my SHI chut my whole life. So for me, being diagnosed with BPD and schizophrenia was at least a starting point to fixing myself. I'm fortunate family stayed around. Lord knows I wouldn't have, nor do I expect it. 2019, diagnosed with BPD at 30 years old. 2021, schizophrenia at 32 years old. And like it's late, but never too late. Moses didn't want to date me for months because of extreme episodes, and I'm shocked he stayed around. But since getting treatment together for me, I haven't had one with him since November 2020, and it's proof that what I'm doing is working, even if it's just an inch over a mile. But again, I say all that to say I still feel stable, in control, and no voices since May 2021. So it's progress, and even if no one else can see it, my family and fiance who know me do, and that's enough for me to stay in treatment. I still split, but I have more control. I don't hear the devil, I just hear rejection, and I try my best to combat it. I'm not perfect, like far from it, I'm just trying my best. All that to say, frenemies ending is almost something I need to push me again. My lowest lows have forced me to dig deeper into progressing into the next phase of mental stability. Oddly enough, my therapist suggested physical activity every day, and that's what I need to focus on. My heart hurts that I let so many people down, and I'm sad I don't have it. But it gets to the point of not being well enough to be around others. That means Trish needs a little isolation to regroup. I hope you all kind of understand. I just don't understand why you're just continuing with the tweets online to let people know. I think sometimes this is where you say, and you just put the phone down, okay? And I need to go take care of myself. And I think that had Trisha done that in that moment, a lot of people were like, I guess there's like a Patreon group or a membership group where you get to watch the podcast the night before. Apparently, tons of people were asking them not to post the podcast where Trisha walked off at the end, right? And it's like, it's all of this retrospective stuff. It's like, here we are again online on Twitter, tweeting this stuff out, tweeting it out. Just put your phone down. Just put your phone down. That's one of your skills. That's one of your to utilize the skill of not engaging, Just don't continue. I'm continuing to do YouTube and TikTok because it feels good for my mind. It's that constant for me, but in no way do I want people to think that I'm just happy and fine and cares and no cares in the world. Far from it. Time heals all wounds. I hope in time you can understand, and for people still with me, thank you. I really try my best, really, and that's all I can do. Someone said, after regrouping, how about a real last episode? I think we deserve that. Trisha said, I would love that in time for sure, maybe to sell the merch. I don't want any money from any of it. I don't like leaving people hanging. It's about a month till it's ready. Hopefully, time will be enough by then. And then there was a tweet that they put out about Adam Sandler. And then Fire Home made buffalo wings, cooking with Trish. And someone said, you threw it all away, now you're making wings. And Trisha retweeted it and said, LMAO, well, this was filmed before, and still gotta eat. I don't know, LOL, what am I supposed to do, crawl in a hole? Someone responded and said, everyone commenting, read the room on Trisha Paytas' IG, like, what room? No one is dead, like, let them post. And Trisha put an emoji like that. And then someone said, I'm honestly really struggling to see what you've done wrong. And Trisha went like that. And, someone said, take a breath, enjoy the day. It's Saturday, and Saturday are for the there. And then new Sad Boy drop Monday 6/14, and it looks like it's more Sad Boy merch. And that's what Trisha has been posting for the last 24 hours. I love to make videos on YouTube. And I have a vlog where I talk about my life, and I get pretty deep over there. Past that, I don't see the need to constantly live on social media. I really don't understand it, you guys. And I think especially when you're constantly, you're in this and then needing to inform people of what you're in at the same moment. It's like, have you ever seen people on Facebook? And these are not people that have huge issues. It's just it's a constant. It's like people that will be walking out of the gym, I'm leaving the gym. Or people that, it's just they got into a fight with their boyfriend. And literally, the boyfriend just walked out of the room. They're like, I just got into a fight with my boyfriend. I don't know what to, and I'm like, put your phone down. Why are you tweeting it out? Why is it necessary to tweet it out? You're perpetuating it, okay? And people are saying they don't understand what Trisha did wrong. And the problem is that Trisha continues to have these patterns of behavior with people, right? And this is where I think Trisha is talking about having skills and tools to use. Well, then use them and stop, like I said in my last video, then stop the patterns of behavior from continuing to, affect other people. I don't know. It's just the whole thing, and I said this in my last video, and maybe this is not a popular opinion, and, people were like, oh, Trisha's the most horrible person in the entire world, and blah, 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 whatever, and maybe she is, and I don't know that, all right? All I know is I was rooting for Trisha Paytas. I really wanted the best for Trisha Paytas, and I thought, to some degree, Ethan was really great for Trisha, and I don't know, it just, the whole situation makes me sad. I'm not a person that, and I stopped watching Trisha when Trisha was doing in the last year and a half, the really hardcore trolling, people would ask me to cover that stuff, and I just was like, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad to see somebody doing it. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy watching that with anybody, Yeah, I do it to cover drama, but I don't enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy watching it. I don't get any entertainment out of it. And it's let's please not go back to that. If you're saying you do not want to be the same person you were, then stop. Put the phone down. Stop tweeting out. Stop making videos defending yourself. Just, let yourself heal. Let other people heal, you know? If you want to see, then let Ethan heal as well. Let the crew heal. Maybe the crew doesn't want to continue to hear over and over and over again, I wish I hadn't done it. Which I have to tell you, like, in a lot of the stuff that I see, I don't see Trisha saying, I'm sorry. I see Trisha saying, I never meant it to be this way. Well, those are two completely different statements. But maybe let if you really don't want to have this impact on the crew or Ethan or whatever you feel at this point, then maybe let them heal, I guess. I don't know. And let yourself heal at the same time, too. The whole thing, this is where we take something beautiful and we just stomp it into the ground until it's nothing, you know? And it's like, this didn't have to ever turn out this way. It never had to turn out this way. And it makes me really, really sad. So that's my 2 cents about all of this. Trisha, put down your phone. Put down your phone. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.